evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and welcome to another episode of Fight Night!
Fight Night! Yes, yes,
I'm Josie.
yes.
That is Stacks.
You already know what it is.
And we're not even going to waste any time. We're going to dive right into it because there's one thing that we both want to talk about, and that is motherfucking Forbidden Door, baby. Because, gotta say, we all said Double or Nothing was a little eh.
Yeah,
Forbidden
it was
Door?
all right.
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
That shit was fucking fire. I didn't even get to watch it.
Oh, Josie, you missed out. There was banger after banger. That there was a couple match, or there was like one match, maybe two, that I was like, oh, okay, this is more of a Dynamite type match, and so we can get into those. But
did you watch 0 Hour at all?
I did not. 0 Hour. I did not get access, or I didn't watch it. Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
All right. I do need to.
Did you dabble in 0 Hour?
I did not.
I definitely did not.
I did not.
I did not
when
dabble.
When I knew I was not going to be able to watch it, I ended up going over to my neighbor's house and drinking and eating dinner and having a good old time.
Hey, there you go. That's the way to do it. I was trying to see here because
I'm pulling up the results.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was the let's see. So trying to see. So it was Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale. I'll give it to him. It was a decent match, but at the same time, I felt like it had Dynamite vibes.
Well, but
so
for 0, oh, now he pops in after we waited 30 minutes for him and just got the show started. Now he pops in. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, if you will, baby.
Mr. Fight Night.
Only 6 days away from his birthday, Mr. Will Morgan, HD.
How y'all doing?
Not even paying attention to us.
I'm trying to type you a message.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So you can see, so you know what's going on.
Do you need to hop off?
No. That's why I'm trying to know why.
Gotcha.
Fuck it. Full disclosure. To everybody out there, cancer is a serious thing, and
what kind?
We breast cancer. We thought my sister beat it. It came back. I just found out tonight. So cancer is a serious thing. So
absolutely.
If always tell your family, don't ever wait till the next day, the day after, or whatever. You let them write that down. You let them know right then and there that you love them, you appreciate them, and
squeeze those babies, ladies and gentlemen. Squeeze those babies.
Don't wait on that. Don't wait on that.
You never know, man. Like, life's precious.
Stacks, random ass question. You ever gonna have any kids?
I hope so. We're working on it. Trust me.
Well, you're working on it. Okay.
We're working on it. Yeah, we're working on it.
I just know, as far as men go, like, you're at that age. Like, if you're gonna have them, it's like that point. Like, you're like, "Yep, I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm ready as I'm gonna get."
Absolutely. Well, that, and plus my wife's older than me, so.
Oh yeah. Well, then that definitely plays into it.
Yeah, definitely.
But my sister's double tough, so I know she'll be okay. But y'all don't take nothing and nobody for granted.
Absolutely. Thoughts to your family, Will. Absolutely.
Thoughts to you, Will. You know us. We are always here for you, anytime. Tell your sister, give your sister a hug for me.
I will.
Ditto. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's never.
You know you're my brother. So.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's cheer you up.
Yeah.
Let's talk some Forbidden Door. We were about to just go down the card. I know the match you want to talk about, Will, and we're gonna get there. But
Oh yeah, you know
we're
what I
talking
want to talk about.
huh?
You know the one I want to talk about.
Yes, I know the one you want to talk about. We're gonna get there, but we were just talking about how we all said Double or Nothing was a little. It was good. AEW always puts on a great pay-per-view, no matter what. However, as far as AEW pay-per-views go, it was probably on the bottom. This
Definitely
was fucking fire. This was probably one of the best pay-per-views AEW put on. And that's saying something considering I would say like half of your matches had no storyline behind them.
banger after banger after banger, Josie.
So we're gonna dive right into it. So your kickoff match for 0 Hour was Stu Grayson versus El Phantasmo. I don't know a whole lot about this match because I didn't get to see it. I do know both the competitors in this match are fire. El Phantasmo, I think. Oh, here it is. Okay, El Phantasmo, I think WWE or AEW needs to look at bringing him in. He was part of a Bullet Club at one point. He would be great for Bullet Club Gold. So it was the third match on the pre-show. Saw Grayson accompanied by Vincent and Dutch to take on El Phantasmo. Grayson immediately took control of grounding ELP for some punches, but the high flyer didn't stay down for long. This wasn't squash, but it was definitely designed to make Grayson look good. He controlled the pace for most of the match while still allowing Phantasmo to have standout moments. Surprisingly, ELP was able to get a clean win. So I don't wait. What? I don't understand this. So the whole time Grayson was looking strong and wasn't a squash, but then the guy that was won. I don't really get that, but okay.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Your other pre-show matches were Chaos versus Mogul Embassy. You got a lot of talent in the ring with this match. Strickland, Kana, Leon, Cage took on Beretta, Taylor, and Ramiro and Desperado. There's a lot of veterans in this fucking match. How are y'all feeling about the Mogul Embassy?
I'm just kind of like, okay, it's they're doing a segment or they're on. I don't know. To me, it hasn't really went anywhere. That's just me, though.
I just don't quite understand what. Well,
it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be. I mean,
I think
there's
they were kind of backed into a corner and needed Swerve to be a part of a faction.
Yep. So they just created one out of thin
air. And then the two guys he brought in got hurt. So then they just put him in the Mogul Embassy or the embassy and did all this. And I just don't get me wrong, that's a carny motherfucker right there, but he's good. He's a good manager, and I don't know. It's not working for me.
It's lackluster. I like him, but I just it's not doing anything for me.
I'm looking at the card now, and man, this was
So it was stacked, wasn't it, Will?
The final match of the pre-show was Billy Starks versus Athena. Your girl pulled out that win. Notable observations in that match. Having an English and Japanese ring announcer for the show was a great touch. The ROH six-man titles need to be retired at some point. Management has barely done anything with them since the show relaunched. I kind of agree with that. I think since you have a six-man title on AEW and ROH is used so much in AEW, you don't need a six-man title.
You don't need a six-man, yeah.
No, you don't.
I think you don't need two six-man titles. And even though I know they're different promotions, they're not right now. They're not.
If you need a six-man championship, anything to spice that place up.
Agreed.
Who? WWE? Oh, yeah.
Hell
Shit.
yeah.
We're going to talk about that too, Will.
If they had
'cause
the bodies to be able to pull it off.
They do.
do.
They do.
Starks has some good kicks. She and Athena were hitting each other hard. Will, have you seen any of the clips of
I've seen
these
some of them.
matches?
I've seen some of
Man,
them.
I gotta say, I'm wondering if New Japan went in there and said, "Look, this time we're doing strong style." Not a motherfucker on the Japan side was pulling punches. Like they were like that Okada Omega match. Holy fuck, they were punching the shit out of each other.
It was amazing.
There was an awkward moment when Athena fell, even though Starks didn't land a kick, but Athena recovered by grabbing her and a head scissor.
My thing is, a lot of times, strong style is the best style to go with.
It is because it gives some legitimacy to the sport.
Right.
You get more into a true combat sport when you're even though it's still choreographically planned, but when you're actually throwing punches at each other's faces and kicks, it adds a little bit more reality to it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So then your kickoff match for Forbidden Door was United Empire versus Los Ingobernables de Japón. This was a good, it got a C+, but it doesn't really play into anything. This was an all New Japan match.
Yep.
All right. So now we're going to get into it. The kickoff match for the show was MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. And did y'all see MJF's entry wear? What it said on the back?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Will, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. He's still a loser.
Love it. Love it.
You gotta love that he is just in himself, Will. Like you can hate him, but he's 1,000% himself.
I understand that, but that don't mean he's doing what he needs to do as a champion.
Hell, no, I agree. The title run is to me is still
that's fair.
It's in the low. If I'm rating it out of 10, it's a 6.
Did you say this
barely a 6?
Would you say this title reign was similar to Rey Mysterio's?
Ooh,
that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
In some points, yes. The thing about Rey was over and was able to carry that for about 3 months before it got stale. Yep. MJF's run has been stale since basically when he got the title.
Yeah.
Since the get-go.
Yeah.
Since the get-go.
And he was pretty over before his title reign. Like, remember, he was getting cheered so much there was talk about him possibly going a little middle of the road.
I just want to see that title off MJF. I'm really.
I don't know when it's going to happen. At this point,
my thing is I don't know who. That's my thing. Who are you putting it on?
Hell, they can put it on Josie for all I care. I'm just getting tired.
To me, in AEW, there's actually quite a few options.
There's quite a few people you can put that belt on. I'm just
sick of there's quite a few. Because remember, AEW doesn't look at the title putting over the person. It's the person putting over the title.
Right.
So it would be on whoever they put it on to get over. But I think there's a few people who have a good enough one. I think it needs a baby face for a minute. So if it were me,
that's fair.
Guevara would have been a great pick.
Wardlow's ready.
I think Wardlow's ready. Other people think, which, by the way, we didn't talk about that last week, Will. Bullshit that he lost the goddamn title.
Yeah, that was horseshit.
Yeah.
That was horseshit, man. He was having a good run. I don't understand.
Christian saying he has the title that he never won. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
But all right, so MJF went to Tony Khan and requested that match with Tanahashi be first because he didn't want to be in Toronto too long. Bleacher Report gives it a B-. The notable moments: this was Tanahashi's second shot at the AEW title after he faced Moxley last year. So that to me says at some time Tanahashi's going to get a run. They are going to put it on a New Japan person at some point. He's had 2 shots at it.
I won't be mad if that happened.
I wouldn't mad at that either. I think
Yeah,
the
that's
idea
not
of
horrible.
like Omega being the United States champion for New Japan for so long.
For New Japan.
I think putting a title on someone over there and letting them go have a run with it over there is a good thing for your notoriety. MJF is great at projecting his voice so the whole crowd can hear him in the ring. I will say that is something I do love about MJF matches.
That is amazing. The more and more he does it, I agree, Josie.
Oh my God, the more he does it,
it just adds another element to it.
It does. It adds an element to the match.
It's amazing.
Just like he'll take a move and he'll be like, "Holy shit! What the fuck?"
I've just never seen that many people do that. Yeah, it just
it's something.
Yeah,
in a world, professional wrestling, as we talked, is a world of repeats. Everything has been done. There is not a whole lot you can do anywhere in creative, yes, wrestlers come up with new moves and things like that, but it's all kind of laid out. You just have to make it your own. I have never really seen someone be able to, one, project your voice so well, and two, just have so many great things to say during a match that you're just like, oh my God, that was great. That was so much fun.
You wish more people would do it.
MJF did a lot of great selling in this match. He looked convincing when he sold an injured knee after hitting a shoulder breaker. Stacks.
Yes, sir.
You are going to be my eye because you actually watched it. So what did you think of this match?
Yeah. So So with this one, it was kind of what you said. I felt like MJF carried it a lot of the ways, for a majority of the match, and it was just your typical MJF match in fashion, with all the over enunciating with certain moves and stuff like that. But I did feel like he sold the moves enough to be able to carry it to at least a B. I thought it was at least a B match in my mind.
Bleacher's Report gave it a B minus. So yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I just like MJF a little bit better, I suppose.
CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima was the next match, qualifier in the men's Owen Hart tournament.
That was pretty good, and I'm not a big Punk guy. That was pretty good.
Actually, Will sent me an article that said 3 biggest winners and losers, and the first winner is Satoshi. As a head of Forbidden Door, rumors swirled that Punk was going to be facing Kenta. Those plans through. Kojima, despite losing in an opening round match, Kojima was one of the big winners on Sunday, thanks in no small part to CM Punk's less than stellar reputation in Canada heading into Forbidden Door. Kojima was given one of the biggest babyface reactions in his career by the Toronto crowd, where many would have rested on the crowd response alone. The 30-plus year veteran delivered a memorable performance, going toe-to-toe with the ROH champion, and even delivering an elbow drop to Punk's nether region. That was soon forget. Kojima's inclusion in the high-profile bout was a testament to the benefits of aging unproblematically and getting along with people. It's been a long time since Kojima was in the main event scene in New Japan, and despite a brief run in Pro Wrestling Noah last year, the Breed Club leader is something of an elder statesman. One last chance to bring the house down for a Japanese legend. So it sounds like it was a banger of a match.
For a Punk match,
probably goes to the finals for the Owen Hart.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If not, do you think he wins it? I have a feeling he wins it.
I've heard of Hobbs possibly being a.
I'll pass.
I'll pass on that.
I'll pass.
Who's the other one I heard?
I'll pass on that.
Me, if it's Punk and Hobbs, I'd rather have Punk.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't even like Punk. I'll take it. Absolutely.
But yeah. Punk is talented in the ring, and he's always going to have pretty much a good match. What'd they give it? Let's see. Says they gave it a B. Punk was getting way more boos than cheers. Kojima's
Yeah, he was getting booed. It was hilarious.
I heard he was getting booed.
I was probably
like,
booing along with them.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, they're out of Chicago. He's going to get booed probably most of the places now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to end up running heel. It's going to happen, which honestly is probably a good thing because that's one thing that Punk does really well.
He's a good heel. Yes, he is.
Kojima's chop sent Punk over a barricade. Looked great. Punk sold it perfectly. Punk yelling lariat and Kojima as he hit several corner clotheslines was hilarious. Kojima's elbow drop looked like it hit Punk below the belt.
Yes, it did.
Then you've got the workhorse, and I mean it, the fucking
He's
workhorse.
carrying it. He's carrying it week after week.
W right now.
Yep.
It is Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia versus Katsuyori Shibata versus Zack Sabre Jr. And who came out as your champion?
What you already know, 25-0. 25-0.
Defenses.
25
and I have
and 0.
heard multiple people say it. Where Will?
I think you said BRB, but anyway.
Yeah, I see it. Will I've heard multiple people say like they underestimated Orange Cassidy in the beginning, and now there's other people agreeing with us in the fact that right now on the men's side, the international title is the secondary title.
1,000%. It's your United States Intercontinental type title.
Yes,
absolutely.
Where
1,000%.
TNT is exactly where I honestly think the TNT title needs to be. It's a TV title.
Yeah.
It's a TV title. It's meant to give very green guys chances to get up.
Absolutely.
But that type of title is going to change hands a lot.
Yep. I did, Josie, when watching this, I thought Zack Sabre Jr.
Sabre Jr. Yeah.
Sabre Jr. fared well in this match, Josie. I was pleasantly surprised by what he brought to the table. He gave Orange Cassidy a run for his money in this match.
It gets an A-.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Well, I mean, most of it's because of Orange Cassidy, obviously, because every match he's in is at least an A.
I mean, he's so good.
He's so
damn
good.
But,
absolutely, but Sabre Jr. really surprised me in that match, and honestly, I wouldn't mind a rematch between the two of them after seeing it in this match.
So I have to ask, after this run, because we used to say it, Cassidy's never a world champion material. I am beginning to not.
I think he is.
I think he could have.
I think he could have a run. I mean, if you're telling me Jungle Boy is in that same breath, why isn't Orange Cassidy?
Well, and I'm sorry. If it were me and I'm building the pillars, I agree with probably every one of those except Jungle Boy, and I put Orange in that spot. And probably the only reason Orange wasn't in that spot is he's kind of a little old to be considered like the future of the company.
Yeah. Here's my thing. At some point, do we see, do we see Jungle Boy go after Orange Cassidy's title? Because what good does it do? What good does it do going after Hook?
No,
that's what I don't get.
That would be honestly, now that Jungle Boy's turned heel, and he's been saying, I want gold, I want gold, I want gold.
Right, but I mean, that's my thing. What good does it do him going after Hook's title?
Oh, I mean, Hook's title don't mean anything. I don't think he's going after Hook's title other than to fuck with Hook, and it could lead to good heel storylines.
That's fair. But I mean, I don't know. I just thought, after holding up the title and, when he arrived in the ring with him and everything before the match, I thought, oh, so he's going to go after this title now. And I'm like, boy, you're reaching.
He should go after Orange Cassidy. Maybe he's just willing to settle for whatever he can get. I don't know. I'm sure more of that will be explained.
It's like he's the lowest member of the pecking order, it seems to be to me in AEW.
Jungle Boy?
Yeah.
Well, we actually talked about this before the show.
on the roster in terms of title
No,
position.
but as far as the 4 pillars and ranking them of who after MJF is next in line for runs, he's at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Even in like when you rank just the 4 pillars, you look at all of their AEW careers right now.
Yeah,
he's at the bottom.
Yeah, that's true.
I would take Guevara right now.
To me, number 2 kind of moves. I could be Guevara or Allen. I think Allen is super talented. I think he's come a long way.
Not that I don't like Allen. Not that I think he won't get it one day. I'm just saying right now, I'd take Sammy Guevara.
Will, we were talking about Cassidy and just the fucking workhorse, man. 25 defenses, killing it with this title. His turn, the things Daniel Bryan said about him during the scrum on Sunday were just amazing. And you got one of the best in the world that just went 20 minutes with Okada saying how good your run is. That's a fucking compliment.
It is.
We say this about a lot of other people's runs. At what point do people get tired of it, though? Not that I don't like Orange Cassidy. I'm just saying.
That's the thing. That's not determined by us. It's up to Cassidy.
Up to Cassidy to keep it alive.
Or know when it's time.
To
drop it.
Yeah. I'm on that WWE mentality, Josie. Yep.
That's one of those things that, yes, in today's age of wrestling, fans are fair weathered and they tend to flip real fast sometimes.
Yep.
But I think with what he's doing right now, I do think he probably needs to drop it soon.
Yeah.
I think it's coming because as cool as this is, but they have been really playing, he's getting more desperate. He's doing things out of character. His body is worn down.
Yep.
So I think here shortly, he's probably going to lose it. And you brought it up. I could see him losing it to Jungle Boy. Heel Jungle Boy.
Yep.
Pretty cool for Jungle Boy to win it.
Yeah, I think Jungle Boy, I think Jungle Boy would need it and then have, maybe not that kind of run, but a similar a strong run for Jungle Boy. And that would help him. Yeah.
Will, we were also talking about how the International has become the secondary title in AEW. It is your US, your Intercontinental. And TNT has officially taken its spot as a TV title. It is there to help guys get over. It's not going to really be on a person long. And you're never really going to see a guy hold it more than a couple of months, 3 months.
Right.
What about that boy with Jay White? I think he'd be nice for that title. Let's go. Yes.
Don't you have to be careful? But don't you have to be careful playing a hot potato with it?
I don't think so. If you really are building it as a TV title, I don't think so. You got to think about the TV titles back in the day. They played hot potato with those all the time. The TV title is kind of meant to be hot potato. Now, I will say this. Every 5, 6, 7 reigns, somewhere in there, you do need a reign. You need a reign. You need a guy, because you got to have those guys like your Harley Races who are just
some stability,
anonymous with that belt.
Right, like Arn and Tully.
You got to have those guys who, when in 10, 15 years, when you mention the TNT title, even though it's been on everybody at this point, you can still mention Guevara's run with it, or Scorpio Sky's run with it, or Brody Lee.
Yep.
You gotta have those guys, but I think as a whole, I think you're gonna see it more like an old school TV title moving around a lot.
I thought it was so dumb. I know we hit on it earlier, but Wardlow losing that thing.
Dumb.
So dumb.
I hated it. I wanted Wardlow to run for another 2 months.
Yeah. He was killing it.
He was finally building back up.
Killing it.
But, all right, next match. Oh, it said on the Cassie match, Excalibur called Shivani a dirtbag on commentary, and they said that was a little out of left field.
Huh?
I honestly felt like it was par for the course just based on what they were talking about for the most part. I don't know. That's just me though. Unless I just didn't catch it. I don't know. They were.
Then you got one of the more pointless matches I felt tonight: Sando versus Jungle Jack Perry. I didn't understand this match. To me, Jungle Boy was not the right pick to put in this open challenge.
I felt like they just wanted him on the card, didn't you?
Yeah, they wanted him on the card.
To be there. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted the 4 pillars on the card. I
Right.
fully agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, but like even the Japanese media kind of ripped Jungle Boy apart. And in that article Will sent me, Sonda is listed as one of the 3 losers. And I'm sure it's just because this match didn't really do anything for him.
Didn't elevate anything. Yeah.
It didn't benefit anybody.
What they give that, Josie? I'm curious grade wise, because I honestly felt like it was like a C.
B.
They gave it a B. Okay.
Yeah. It says this was the second match in a row where you could say Perry was slight size advantage, which is rare for him. Sonda may have been a bit stronger. Jungle Boy hit a nice suicide dive and landed on his feet to pose the crowd. It was great that the announcers detailed the rules of this match and why they're different from since the IWGP title was on the line. Both men had some deep red marks on their chests from the chops. It just doesn't sound exciting. It sounds like a boring match.
Yeah, I didn't get much out of it, like you said, a lot of chops, but at the end again, Jungle Boy is just tacking up another loss.
Yeah, which I mean, now that he's turned heel, makes sense.
Yep.
Kind of reminded me of Dolph.
Which I guess in a way that might have been the whole thing for that whole entire thing was to have him turn on Jungle Boy and everything. So
kind of reminded me of Dolph Ziggler.
Or not Jungle Boy, but.
Kind of reminded me of Dolph Ziggler a little bit, just a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
Why do you say that, Will?
Losing streak.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're going to talk about losing streak, you got to give it to the man who holds the record in WWE.
Well, I was never big.
I like Brian Myers in Impact. That's
yeah.
The sad part is Jungle Boy is so young. I mean,
he's young.
He's young relatively, and we're already going down this path.
You need to be building up your young talent, and they're not doing it.
No, I disagree. Because if you look at the rest of the pillars, they're all thriving. You have to remember in AEW, it's partly on you. And Jack Perry has said he does not promo well. He tries to just get through it. And I'm sorry.
And that's true. He doesn't.
Yeah. That's always going to hold you back.
That is true. He doesn't.
Other 3 guys, even Darby, who's not the strongest promoter in the world, still promos well and has learned from Sting. To me, Jungle Boy shouldn't even be on the pillars list. There's another person that should be there. To me, it's like I said earlier, Orange Cassidy makes sense. The fact that he's older.
Yep.
I just think there were better options. I do think AEW works hard to put over most of their young talent, but in AEW, it's on you to get over and have the ideas that are going to get you over.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't always thrive in that.
I think he's over. I just like to see him being a little more successful is all.
Well, and I think you're going to see that with this heel run. I think that's the point. You got to also remember outside of MJF.
That's the point of the try. Yeah, that's the point of giving it the old college try on this one.
I mean, now you are now to a point where everybody except Darby has had a heel run. So, and Darby's is going to happen eventually.
That'll be interesting because I can't see him as a heel, but that'll be interesting when that time comes.
So your next match was Team Elite versus Team BCC.
I like this match, Josie. I liked it.
Did.
And I don't like the BCC, but I like this match, Josie.
So Bleach Report gave it an A-.
I was gonna say A, so I'm right there with him. I thought it was star-studded. The stuff between Eddie Kingston and our boy
And
from
Mox.
BCC. Yeah, Mox.
It says the way
was
Mox was
amazing.
avoiding
Yeah.
looking at Kingston
Yeah, it was
before the
amazing.
match was a nice touch.
Yep.
Says Takeshita and Ishii duking it out was a great sequence. They were not holding back much at all. Hangman countering Takeshi's diving clothesline with a spinning forearm was awesome. Takeshita selling everything in this match like he was being killed over and over again. It was great. Sounds like a great match.
It was a banger, and the chops between Mox and I believe it was Takeshita to start the match, and then everybody kind of got in there and it piled in. That was a nice touch too. So
If you had to dissolve,
definitely an A match.
If you had to dissolve one of these factions, which one would you dissolve?
BCC.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
And then, wow, Will, holy crap!
Me too.
Wow, yeah.
Ooh. That is kind of surprising coming from you since you don't like the Elite.
He doesn't
since
like
you
the
don't
Young
like
Bucks.
the Elite. Yeah, you don't like the Young Bucks.
He likes Omega. He likes Paige. He does not like the Young Bucks.
I'm okay on the Young Bucks. At least they're entertaining enough to watch.
I can't stand them.
Will thinks they're too flashy.
They're nothing. They don't look like wrestlers to me. They look like short order fry cooks that work at Dairy Queen. That's what they look like.
That could be said about half of AEW's roster.
Come on now.
That
There's
is fair, Josie.
That
is fair,
They
Josie.
don't look like wrestlers to me.
But
do you think they tried too hard to be the Hardys, Will?
I think they tried too hard to be like the Hardys, the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah. That I can agree with you on.
Yeah,
I can't agree with you on the look thing because
they're trying too damn
half
hard.
the wrestlers who wrestle now all have that.
But hell, I don't like Ricky Starks, but Ricky Starks got more of a look of a wrestler than either one of them.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Ricky, look, he embodies more of a. These guys nowadays, man. And like I said, I just don't understand the hype. I just don't get it.
That's more what Will doesn't like about the Bucks is he doesn't understand why they're so over.
I don't get it. They just plain Jane do the same stuff that you.
I don't know. You compare it to the some of the tag teams in the last that we've seen in the WWE over the last 10 years.
Go back.
I take these dudes.
Go back now. Rock and Roll Express. More updated version will be the Rockers. And who do the Young Bucks look more like than anybody else? Those two teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But it works, though. They have great chemistry in the ring. I mean, their chemistry is off the chain, and I don't know. They excite me.
But at least Sean could cut a promo.
That's fair. At least
Ricky could cut a promo.
I get it.
You know?
Honestly, though, I think Nick, at some point, gets a solo run.
Nick might be the best one.
That's my thing. I think Nick is definitely more talented than his brother.
Yep.
And I could see Nick, maybe not a world champion,
Nick
but I could see him as we were talking earlier, maybe one of those sporadic long-term TV champions, or even possibly an international championship.
I was going to say international. Yeah,
I can see either.
There's too much cachet behind his name not to do that.
Well, and this is my thought: if you give him the TNT, it would need to be one of those good runs. Like it would need to be a good 4 or 5 month at least run. If you give him the international, it wouldn't need to be as long. But he needs to defend it a lot. And I think that's going to be the thing with the international is it's going to be defended a lot. I think Cassidy kind of set that up. You're going to be defending it almost weekly.
I mean, is that kind of I mean, in a way, that's similar to what we're seeing in TNA with what's his face from Motor City.
I have
Alex
not
Shelley.
got to watch TNA in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
need to sit down and watch it. How's it been?
I caught the highlights from this past week. It wasn't horrible.
I'm gonna
But
watch Thursday because I want to see Nash Carter return. I want to see that. I want to see the Rascals reunite. Even though
I was trying to pull up my
Don't believe Josie. Don't
what
believe
I had.
What?
Josie just want to go simp on Diana Priazzo. That's all you want to do.
Oh shit!
I think it'll be interesting.
I did hear.
Killer Kelly and let's see who's Masha Slamovich. I do think that'll be interesting for the tag titles. I do think so.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Just based on what I've seen.
I'm gonna have to watch
I
that.
don't like her as a person, but Masha Slamovich is a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they got something going on there with that. And then I was trying to see what else caught my eye.
Shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, Will, I did see our girl is healed up and about to return. Mickey James.
Awesome.
Yep. So.
Did she come back to Impact?
Yes, even though I read in this article she has not had a contract with Impact since she returned. She's
what else does she have left to prove, though? That's my
nothing.
She might be on a pay-per-view. She might be on a pay-per-appearance basis or something.
Yeah,
or something
and
like
I think more of her comeback is the fact that her husband is there right now too. So,
well, champion speaking.
yeah, well, champion speaking.
Also, Josie, Jonathan Gresham and Mike Bailey should be up for the tag team titles.
Yeah, fuck Jonathan Gresham. He's short little tree
The
trunk
problem
looking
I
ass.
have with that team is you could call that the no charisma team.
Yeah, but in the ring though, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Can't neither one of them talk.
No,
it doesn't matter. Speedball, you can put
neither one of them
Speedball on my TV with Gresham, and I'm cool.
They need a manager.
But Morgan,
it's also Impact. How many promos you need to really cut?
They need Bobby Heenan, the Dr. Style Slick, somebody. Can't neither one of them talk.
I agree with Stacks though. Honestly, that would be a tag team that would do well in AEW.
If it's just wrestling, like you said,
where they could get by on just wrestling and not having the promo, you put them with someone like Nana or someone that can talk for them.
That can talk.
Right. You got to put them on with somebody.
It'd be amazing. I'd love to see. I love their chemistry.
They could also just be this powerhouse team that comes up, beats people up, and never says a fucking word.
Also, Diener annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh, I can't stand him.
Oh my god,
I can't stand him. I've hated this ever since they got rid of Eric Young. I'm not like this whole thing. I can't stand him.
Yep,
he's not interesting to me at all.
Also, Scott D'Amore and Frankenstein. At Slammiversary, I'm not too excited about that match, but I guess it gives him his between Bully Ray and Macklin. That's supposed to be a Slammiversary.
I do not like.
Yeah, I'm just over here like, okay, I guess. I mean,
it's Slammiversary.
We're pulling some old WWFs or
Why
WWF stuff
into this event? Because
him and Bully have been like working together last month or two.
Yeah, and they've been thorns in the side to Scott D'Amore. So
goes back to Scott's feud with Bully, and then got into a feud with Macklin when Macklin had his championship run.
I just don't care for that.
Yeah, Macklin to me was one of the worst champions in a company we've seen, other than the Funkasaurus holding the 10 pounds of gold.
Oh, that's still a damn shame. But Macklin got some pictures on somebody too, because I think that's how he got that title. He got some pictures of something on somebody. He was a terrible champion.
So your next match was Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale.
Boy, did y'all Josie? I said again, in my opinion, I still think it was more of a Dynamite match than anything.
Did you see Tony? Oh my goodness. Tony Storm. Ooh, wee. She looking good, boy.
So it said after their
I was kind of hoping Willow was gonna pull that out though.
he said after their first lockup, they both fell over when they lost their balance. They covered it up well, but it was pretty obvious that was not how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, no, there was some botches in there.
And it also said Storm almost completely missed her running hip strike. Nightingale almost dropped Storm right on her head with a Death Valley driver.
Yeah, it was a lackluster. I give it a C.
Bleacher Report gave it a B minus.
I was sort of kind of hoping Willow.
And then you add Saraya in there and what's her face. I'm tired of that faction.
I was sort of kind of hoping
I've
Willow
been
was
tired of that faction.
I was sort of kind of hoping Willow was going to go over.
Willow's not getting the AEW World Championship anytime soon, Will. I hate to tell you.
That's a damn shame. But I'm about sick. I'm with Stacks. I'm about sick of this faction.
Yeah, I'm not. The Outcast faction really isn't doing it for me.
Again, it's stale. That's stale real quick.
It didn't. It was never fresh.
No, it never was. Never though. For real, it never was.
I mean, what she did. That's all she did.
That they can't cut a promo.
No.
All right.
Talk.
All right. Well,
none of them can cut a promo.
Nope. The next match of the night, probably a match of the year candidate.
Oh, it's my match of the year thus far, Josie. If that helps, my match of the year thus far.
My man, Will Ospreay getting it
Will
done.
Ospreay. Well, we've talked about it. So they need to pay this man his money and get that boy on AEW television tomorrow.
And the thing about Will, and I've said this on this show before, the thing with Will is still very young.
30.
He has not reached the pinnacle of what he could do yet. Oh my gosh. He get this win in Omega. And this is a match that I was glad happened because Omega didn't need this. Will needed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think there will be one more.
I think will too.
I think there will be one more, the rubber match.
Yeah.
So Bleacher Report gives this an A fucking plus.
Hell yeah.
I give it A plus, Josie.
Notable moments and observations. Callis and a pair of masked security guards flanked Ospreay for his entrance.
That was great because he just played the chicken shit that he is. I love that because he was hiding behind those security guards. And then he got kicked out. Then he came back at the end and gave Ospreay a screwdriver. A screwdriver.
Crowd was chanting before they even did anything interesting. This is how hyped the fans were about this bout. Ospreay had a beautiful counter for a hip toss into an abdominal stretch. The way Ospreay slammed Omega's head into the announce table was nuts. Ospreay disrespected the Canadian flag in several ways, but Omega turned him inside out.
That was amazing. He wiped his ass with the Canadian flag. That was amazing.
I know.
That was a cool spot here to list them all. One of the best things I saw was they pulled off a 99 pile driver.
Wow.
Ospreay dropped Omega right on his fucking head. And it was
right on his head.
Arms pulled. Just
wow.
Yeah, he did.
But like I say, I'm and me and Josie we were talking about this the other day. WWE really needs to open themselves up for stuff like this because can you imagine
Ospreay
my man
Seth Rollins?
My man Will Ospreay, Seth Rollins.
Oh my God.
Will Ospreay teaming with AJ Styles or something like that, or something to that.
Will versus AJ Styles.
Will versus AJ Styles.
Imagine,
you name it.
Can you imagine what they could do with the potential? But they're so stuck up their ass, they don't see it.
Yeah, no, they don't.
So the final match of the night. I'm sorry. That wasn't that should have been the.
No, that wasn't. It should have been. It wasn't.
I know it wasn't the main event, but it should have been the second to last.
I agree.
Darby Allin, Tatsu, Nada, Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, Sammy Guevara. Stacks, you said that this match was just a little weak for you.
Which one was that?
It's the Sting Darby Allin match.
No, I didn't hate it. Like I said, I mean, you kind of talked me into it just from the standpoint of what the premise of the match was, which was trying to get Sting and Jericho in there. But I thought I just want to see a couple more spots from Sammy Guevara and then what's his face? I never can Sting's little
Darby
protege.
Allin.
Yeah, Darby Allin, and I didn't see it, and so I was a little disappointed. I wanted to give I thought on a pay-per-view and just with the way they wrestle, it would have been nice to see, but at the end, like you said, it was about Chris Jericho and Sting, and they got it done. So it was okay. I'd give it a C.
And at some
It
point,
wasn't anything great.
And at some point, Sting's gonna have to announce this retirement.
Well, he's actually said in this. He said in the scrum this week, Sunday, that he's not anytime soon. It doesn't sound like it's happening this year.
No. Which I think he should, because I'm over here and granted, I get it. He doesn't wrestle that much. Josie brought it to my attention, which was completely valid. He doesn't wrestle that much, but boy, was he winded, man. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was sucking for air on several occasions, and I'm just like, what are we doing? That's why I kind of wanted to see, the Guevaras and the Darby Allins of the world get a little bit more of a run, because it's
at some point, Sting into a lesser extent because he wrestles more. But at some point, Sting and Chris Jericho is going to have to say, hey, it's time we turn it over.
Even Chris Jericho, for that matter.
Jericho, I feel like, I don't know he'll ever quit.
He'll always be involved.
You think he'll be like a Sting?
Even on the in-ring side, Will, I don't know if he ever gives it up fully.
I think Jericho will always be involved in the sport. I just don't.
But I'm saying as an in-ring, as an in-ring competitor, I don't think he ever gives it up fully. He may go to a point where he's working more of a Sting schedule.
Or he's Jeff Jarrett or some
shit.
Or
Jeff Jarrett schedule, just doing matches whenever he wants.
That's too long. I don't want him turning into Jeff Jarrett, though.
Like, I'm just saying, I could see Jericho wrestling in his 70s.
I want Jericho to be more of a treat than an annoyance
factor. I see Jericho being Ric Flair.
I don't. And I think the only reason why he doesn't is because he looks at a Ric Flair and see what Ric Flair has become. Stayed in the game too long, and I don't think Jericho will allow himself to get to that point. He may, because Ricky Morton is still doing it.
Yeah,
and he 111. But I'm just saying, I just can't see. I can't see Chris Jericho doing it because of the fact that he knows the business a little bit more, and he's gonna say, hey, at some point I gotta hang up the in-ring stuff. But I think he will always be involved in terms of being back.
He definitely
at what point does he go back to WWE before he's done though?
He doesn't.
You don't think so? Not Vince even a little bit.
I don't think Vince will take him back, to be honest.
Oh, see, I think at some point he goes back to WWE for one little final spout.
I don't think Vince takes him back, because you got to remember.
Because Vince wanted him to, after he agreed to and told Vince he was siding with AEW, Vince wanted him to then back out of the deal.
Yep.
And Vince has tried some shady shit with Jericho since then. I don't think he ever goes back. I don't think Jericho ever gets.
The only time you see Chris Jericho go back if when they put him in what you call.
And I don't know if that happens.
I don't know if it happens
because to me, I think in year 5, AEW is going to announce their Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the people that you're looking at to be your first inductees,
he goes in first.
Are Sting? Well, to me, Sting probably is your first.
No. I would say Chris would be the first because
that's what I thought.
First champion. He was the catalyst.
He was the catalyst in the foundation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So and maybe you do a double. Like I don't like that Impact only does one inductee a year. I don't like
they do their Hall of Fame inductions at Golden Corral. I mean,
well, but on the other side of that, I don't like that WWE does 8.
Right.
I think you should do 3 or 4.
You think
WWE does it because WWE treats it as another show.
Yeah, to me,
I hate that because it takes away from it being special.
Yeah,
4. Give me
Is
4.
5
And this
too many?
is how I
What about
break them
5?
up. I say 4, and this is how I break them up. A men's, a women's, a tag team, and then a special. Whatever. It could be a referee. It could be even a ring
media
crew
contributor, something like that.
Snoop
a
Dogg,
producer. It could be
Yeah.
a celebrity. It
Yeah.
literally, that one could be
Somebody
anything.
who's helped
Someone who's been involved. But and to me,
Yeah.
make it more like a warrior award and give it to your employees and make that mean something. Be like, so this year's AEW whatever of the year is this guy who's been a camera operator since we fucking opened. Or you know who would have been a good one this year?
That's cool, though, Josie. That's cool.
Hang on. You know who would have been a good one this year, Will? That seamstress who just retired, who's worked in AEW, WWE, WCW.
Yeah, I agree.
He would have been a great one. And I'm just using that video camera guy as an example.
I like that. Yeah.
Right. It's got
I'm just saying, like, especially in AEW where they have so many people who have been in this industry for years. And I'm not talking about wrestlers. I'm talking about the people in the background.
I mean, you got to be careful, though. I mean, you just can't give it to the grip guy.
No, but like a producer who's retiring this year, who's been in it. Or like I said, Sandra, that's her name.
Sandra.
Yeah.
She would be a perfect inductee for this year.
Yeah.
Or that guy that they just renamed their gorilla position after. Because AEW calls it something else. They named it after a guy who just passed away.
Would they go ahead?
You know, and that would also make your employees feel like they're part of it. So that's amazing.
Would they go ahead and put good old JR in?
Yes, I think he deserves a spot.
Is it sad to say I missed him on Sunday?
If you're going off
I missed him on Sunday.
If you're going off my criteria of what I just put out right now, and I'm booking a Hall of Fame for this year for AEW, right now, just because Jericho's still pretty active, if I'm booking it right now, it's Sting on your women's side. That's harder because they didn't bring in a lot of legacy, a lot of legend.
I would say that's harder, isn't it?
I think, shit, man. I don't know who you
are. We doing active? Because what about Britt Baker?
Is Madison Rain still over there?
Yeah, she's in the back. Yeah, I guess that would be your best pick. Oh no, Will. The professor. She was in the Society with Punk.
I know who you're talking about. Okay.
Serena Deeb.
Yeah, Serena Deeb.
Oh,
Serena Deeb would be a great inductee.
Yeah, should be perfect.
My tag team would probably be the Hardys.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
And then my special would be Sandra. Like if I were going to do it this year, that would be it. But I agree with you. Down the line, if they do it year 5,
what about Rhodes?
Yeah,
Rhodes. I don't think Rhodes, other than being a catalyst for the elite or for AEW.
Yeah,
I don't think either of those guys, any of those guys, other than Omega, has really had a run yet in AEW to be considered a Hall of Famer.
Does Big Show go in AEWs too?
No, he's not done anything in AEW to get in their home. I mean,
but we're talking about backstage
down the road, possibly.
Well, I didn't mean right away. I didn't mean
when they're
first
just
out.
saying.
If it's getting to that point, we just say, "Well, fuck it."
Yeah, if they ever get to that point, I'm also hopefully laying out a Hall of Fame in which it means something to be in.
It's more meaningful now. Yeah,
not
a
that's
WWE,
kind of where I put in.
Yeah.
I like Impact's Hall of Fame because everyone they put in has meant something to that company.
I mean, it's just done at Golden Corral, but other than that, it's good.
You can't help that they got no TV deal. Like I said earlier, like it is what it is.
I'm gonna do a Hall of Fame in my bedroom. Hey, I'm going to announce you.
Yeah, they're literally doing it on StreamYard.
Do it on StreamYard.
In the back of a Walmart parking lot.
What day of that will we need in Walmart and trailer parks?
Or either that, or we'll take a page out of The Office and we'll do it at Chili's.
There you go. Do it at
The
Hooters.
Yeah,
main
there you go.
event
be
of the
better.
evening was what is arguably the most anticipated match of the year. Danielson entered the ring to Final Countdown.
Jules, you told me about that, and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He did say during the scrum that was probably a one-off because it was very expensive.
I believe that.
Me in the feels though, because it's like, how much longer are we gonna have Daniel Bryan for? In ring.
I think you still got. I think you still got a little bit more longer.
I know a lot of people still consider him the best wrestler. I think AJ is better, but I know a lot of people still consider him the best wrestler.
I think he's went down to a workload at this point to where he's not doing as many matches. I think you got him. I think he wrestles the rest of his AEW contract, which I bet is like another 3 or 4 more years.
You gotta remember, he's got a family.
I don't know if he lasts that long.
He might not last that long.
He'll just keep.
Real.
No, what Brian is gonna do, he will every year his match load will come down. Like this year, I think right now he's done like 4 or 5 matches.
As long as he's not cutting promos while he's doing it, I'm cool.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Is he'll get more and more part-time. And from what I've heard, he's pretty heavily involved in creative right now.
Which is fine with me. I'm fine with that.
I was just upset that we didn't see Samoa Joe on this card.
Yeah. Well,
that's the thing that kind of pissed me off a little bit. How the hell are you going to pay-per-view without Samoa Joe? Come on now.
He doesn't have
not even in the 0 hour.
But other than being in
Collision,
no. But other than being in Collision against Punk 2 weeks ago, he's got no AEW storylines going on right now.
He needs something.
He's got nothing going.
With that? Just go back to WWE and get on the table.
You know they ain't gonna have it.
I'm just saying, there was no way to bring him in because he didn't have anything going on in AEW.
Yeah, they need to do something for him though.
I think he's going to be involved in Collision. I think you're going to start.
Miro needs a run in Collision too, man.
I agree.
Sitting there, that man needs a run.
Miro.
Oh, he's getting it. He's had 2 matches. He renounced his God, his gold, and his wife this week.
Bring her back too.
I think Lana is gonna. I think Lana is eventually going to
something nice on the eyes. Bring Lana back too.
I think she's gonna. I think she is gonna make her AEW debut with him soon.
I hope so, because I love her.
Hold on, I know we ain't gonna go a whole show and not talk about Sky Blue. Where's Sky Blue at?
Sky Blue was not on the Forbidden Door card.
She was not on the Forbidden Door card.
That booty was on full sight on Dynamite.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Lord. More Sky Blue.
More Sky
Blue. You can put the TBS title on her right now, when we land. Hello. Hey, listen.
Sex maybe give that title some legitimacy, man.
Exactly. Right? Sex. And I got a problem with Jamie Hayter. I'm telling you that right now. But you put that thing on Sky Blue, yeah, she'll literally take it to the moon. Get it? Moon. I'm telling you, man. It's all about sex sells, guys. And I just think that right now, she's
especially with where they're at with that title.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't went through
I've been low on that title for a hot minute.
You don't went through the powerhouse, which is Jade. You're going through another powerhouse right now, which is Jamie Hayter, and she's got a lot of love. She's got a lot of fans. I know, Josie, you love her to death. But
Jamie's not the TBS champion.
Oh, not now, not anymore. Okay.
No, Jamie was the world champion.
Okay, my fault.
TBS champion is Chris Stratlander.
Okay. And Stratlander big and strong. That's fine, well and good. But hey, listen. You two go and put it on my girl. Take it up a notch.
Sky Blue's getting a TBS title shot.
She ain't getting no time soon. My brother can hold. Brother can wish.
So, Will, you gonna watch Money in the Bank this weekend?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it?
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
I want to see the Bloodline Civil War.
Is it bad I might skip half of it and only watch the ones I want to watch?
That's what that picking and choosing.
I was going to say, I will
That's
probably wait until it's already aired and then watch to where I can fast forward to what
I might just watch bits and pieces.
Because I
want to see, I want
to
see both Money in the Banks matches. But I'm telling you right now, if Logan Paul wins this Money in the Bank match, I am 100% done. I will be following nothing WWE.
If Charlotte wins, I'm done.
If Charlotte wins,
she's gonna win though. You already know that, Will.
That's a
Will,
damn
you already
shame.
know.
That's
Will,
a damn
you already
shame.
know.
How the hell I mean my spot. I mean my spot. Man, come on.
Yeah, Vince gives you your spot because you sit on his lap.
So, well, we were having that discussion actually earlier. Looking at WWE right now, it's very easy to see that there are two people booking this show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And this is what I was telling Stacks. I believe your big issue now is not the fact that either Triple H or Vince is booking the show. I think your biggest issue now is there is not a singular clear picture. You have Vince booking some things and he wants one thing. You've got Triple H booking some things. He wants another thing.
You mean like one thing, right?
They don't match.
One thing a week? No, they
don't. I disagree with that. I think, honestly,
the last couple of Fridays have been lackluster, Josie.
No, but I think this is what happens. I think Triple H writes a whole show and then Vince comes in and makes changes.
Well, yeah, okay.
And then that's where you get some Triple H and some Vince.
That's fair. I'm still curious. We talked about it early, Josie, before we got on. I really do wonder what this NXT push, who's in charge of this NXT push for some of that, like the Braun Breaker match with Seth Rollins and all that.
Well, that made sense.
Shawn Michaels, isn't it?
Carmelo Hayes was on Raw this week, fighting Finn Balor.
Yeah, and lost.
See, the Braun Breaker match makes sense to me because Braun is not a champion. 1, 2. He's super dominant in NXT. Seth said that he would defend the title anywhere. So it makes sense to me.
Right, but from my vantage point, I was just saying I'm wondering who's right now.
Make sense to me.
Who's right now?
Isn't it Shawn Michaels running NXT though?
Yes. But what I don't agree, Stacks, does not make sense to me is I don't agree having your NXT champion come up to job out to Finn Balor.
They do it all the time. They've done it before.
Everybody
granted, not like that, but they'll come up right away and get smacked. Well, I know, but they'll come up right away and get smacked.
Yes, but he's going like everybody knew that Carmelo was not winning that match. Like that one did not make sense to me. Like
the hell of a talent, though.
Seth Braun Breaker match at Gold Rush made sense to me.
That was a Vince book. Carmelo was a Vince book.
And I love Carmelo Hayes. I think he's amazing.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. I don't know why people are still there, man. I really don't.
Because they need a thing called a check.
Well, yeah. Well, what about these writers though? Like, what happens if you just don't answer your phone? Like, granted, you're gonna get. I mean, for real, what's he gonna do? Fire everybody? He's gonna fire everybody. He's gonna have no writers left.
Here's the thing that kills me with. And I'm not saying it's across the board, but it is to me in WWE. You got a lot of these writers who've never seen a pro wrestling match.
Oh yeah, no.
You got a lot of these writers that's never seen. You got a lot of these writers that's never been involved that's never seen a pay-per-view. You've never seen none of these writers.
That's the big difference between WWE and AEW. There are no writers in AEW. Multiple people have said that. Like Tony books the show. Now, like Jericho says, he comes up with ideas and he gives them to Tony. And I think that's what a majority of people do is they come up with ideas, they give it to Tony, and Tony, if he likes it, he runs with it or he changes it or whatever. But you're right, Will. These writers who have never watched a pro wrestling show, never been to a show, never seen a promo, and and I think that's where the split is is because like last year when we were seeing just Triple H ran stuff, it was good. We were talking about how good it was.
It was. It was very good.
And that's why I just don't, because I am still seeing things that I'm like, Triple H pulled. Like that was
and we all just agreed that we want to, instead of watch the whole pay-per-view at Money in the Bank, we want to take this match.
And I guarantee you the matches that I'm looking at, and then, but you can't put the bloodline in this because I 100%.
No, the bloodline is good. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I don't believe that's either. I don't believe that's either Vince or Triple H. I believe that is 100% Roman and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I do too.
I believe they have
no
Triple
shit.
H and
You
Vince
think
have
so,
nothing to do with that.
I think Triple H might sign off on it.
Yeah, they may come to him and say, "This is what we want to do."
Yeah.
But I honestly believe they're not making any changes. They're not touching it because Roman is to the point where
it's too hot right now. Yeah,
and
it's too dominant. Yep.
But I do
it's
think
gotten you this far.
But I do think, because if you go back to the day, early WWE, you had writers who actually who were involved.
You did.
You didn't have writers.
Mid-90s,
you had wrestling people coming up with the ideas.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I think
what
WWE really needs to do is get rid of writers, period. Get rid of them. Like, you need to go back to an AEW Impact. Like, you have to have wrestling people booking wrestling shows.
Yes.
And that's why we say WWE is not wrestling. It is sports entertainment. It is different.
And that's what and that's why you have writers. Because
and that's why you have writers, because it is sports entertainment, not pro wrestling.
Yep.
But yeah, I will probably watch both Money in the Banks because I'm interested there. I will watch the Bloodline Civil War because I want to know what happened.
Yeah, same. I'll watch that one.
But other than that, and I'm telling you, Will, you owe me this because you never gave me my round one fight. But right now, don't hit it. You're gonna pay me back with, yeah.
Oh my God.
If that motherfucker does not win this match, I'm fucking done.
I know a lot of fans are clamoring for it. Well,
you know what that means, because they're clamoring for it. It ain't happening.
Yeah, Logan Paul's winning.
That's exactly what that means.
I love when he came out.
There are about 3 ways that this match could go, and I'd be all right with it. Now, yes, to me, the common sense winner is LA Knight. The motherfucker is so over right now. Like, there's no other person that makes the most sense than him. Right. Other than that, I would be okay with Ricochet winning it. I would be okay with.
He's not winning it.
You know, Ricochet.
And I agree. He's got the least amount of likely to probably
win. He ain't winning shit.
Not to say that he shouldn't have a chance to win it.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
Other than that, to me, the other obvious choice is Damian Priest. But if Damian Priest wins, I think Balor needs to beat Seth.
I can't, but see.
And I'm not sure
They're not going to do that.
Balor put out a pretty good fucking promo this week.
I'd rather see Damian beat Seth.
See, I'd like to see Damian beat Balor. I think Damian's about to turn baby, so.
That's fair.
I think that portion of the Judgment Day is about to disintegrate.
See, that's what's sad. I don't know. I'd like to keep it together. I don't know why we got to make all these.
To me, it's starting to run its course.
No, it ain't.
Well, I mean, that's fair with what they got Dom doing. I mean, it makes sense.
Like you said, you said earlier, Stacks.
I did.
Starting to wear on you.
I did.
That's true, because you can't have Dom and Rhea out on their own doing the same shit. So, yeah.
So
This is true.
And they've shit on Rhea.
Real quick before we head out here, who wins the women's?
Charlotte
Flair.
Flair.
I think Becky's gonna win it.
I think
Charlotte Flair.
Shit. I swear to God, they pull a Brock Lesnar with Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair win. I'm done. I'm done.
Is it sad? I'd rather have her win than Becky Lynch.
This
No.
shit is just
Is it
damn.
sad?
No.
Is that sad?
After what I think Becky and Rhea would have an amazing match together. And honestly, as much as I wanted it, Rhea's title run is boring.
It is.
It's been bad.
It's been bad.
I would
Only
rather.
thing- only
I'd
thing-
rather.
I don't know if that's
Becky-
all on her, but it's.
I think
that
Becky
should have
would
been a
take
dog
that.
my ass run.
I think part of it is what they're doing in terms of booking because ain't no way.
Yeah, it's
ain't
majority
nobody,
of it. I think is booking.
ain't nobody in the way you think Natty's gonna beat Rhea. Come on now.
But I think
Not at this point
Becky
in time.
would have a run like Seth is having a run right now.
See, I'm with.
Yeah,
Stack.
I'll
I'm not
pass.
feeling
I'm
it.
good.
I'm
I'm not a Becky. I'm not a Becky Lynch person.
She's a beautiful girl. Don't get me wrong, but I just ain't feeling.
Yeah,
Becky
I'm
in
good, man.
At
I'm
this
good.
particular time, right here, I'm not.
I'm good.
I'm good. Keep
I'll
Oscar doing what she's doing.
EO would again. They're talking
EO.
two different places. I'm talking Becky. If Becky wins, Becky's going after Rhea.
Yeah.
And I think because of Rhea's run being substandard, having
Not her
Becky
fault, by the
and
way.
Seth
It's
both
sad, too.
carrying the World Heavyweight Championship would be an interesting run. Just my opinion.
No.
But I think
Because what's gonna happen? Because what's gonna happen? You put the belt back on Becky. What's gonna happen? She gonna go back, but they killed the gimmick, but she's still gonna try to pull some of that.
Well,
I'm the man.
No. I think this would be Becky's last run because she said she's probably done after this year.
I wouldn't doubt it because she got a kid. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't doubt it.
Becky said she's about to retire.
Can she be done already?
In the meanwhile, what do we think? And I brought it up earlier. What do we think about Asuka?
I want to see her win this match. I do. I want to see her win it, and I'm hoping.
Is it too late for Asuka to get the run she deserves at this point with what they're doing with the booking? I just don't know.
No. I think if honestly, we said this last week, Will. She needs to beat Charlotte, and not only does she need to beat Charlotte, she needs to beat Charlotte quickly.
Beat her quick. And they owe that to Asuka because Asuka lost to Charlotte before. And then don't forget, she also lost to Carmella. And that had to hurt her more than anything.
God, that killed. That killed.
And I could have seen if Carmella would have done something with it, but she didn't do shit with it.
She didn't do shit.
Mm-mm.
It was just a hey, thanks for playing.
They can still save Asuka's run, but she needs to beat Charlotte. She needs to beat Charlotte fast.
Depends on how much they give a shit, which they don't. So
who put the belt on Charlotte?
Here comes the man.
And I could totally see Vince getting a hold of this match and Charlotte winning.
We'll put the belt on Charlotte.
They want her to beat her daddy's record. They're not going to let a man actually beat his record, but Charlotte beating his record and having two players as the biggest champ, as the most title reigns.
If they want to do what's best for business, they'll leave Asuka as champ.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think
they should. Yeah, they should. Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? We're gonna put the belt back on Charlotte just to be safe. No, because then what do you do with her in the end? She's beaten everybody already, or faced everybody already. So what do you do?
There's nobody else to beat at this point.
Right. There's nobody else for her to face or beat.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for this episode of
I'm the man. I'm Becky Lynch.
Fight.
Make sure you check out Dynamite tonight. You've got more continuation of the Owen Hart's tournament on both ends. Oh, real quick, I did want to talk to y'all about this thing that AEW is doing, this blind eliminator tournament, to where you're now going to see Adam Cole and MJF team up as a tag team, and they're supposed to announce more names this week. It's totally random. 2 names are drawn out of a thing, and they are a tag team, and eventually the winner of the tournament will get a tag title shot. I don't know how I feel about this. Why are you making this random?
What good does that do?
This
what good does that do?
This one CW Arrowverse shit. They just want to take whatever and stick it against a wall and see if it works. That's all it is.
I get
the tag team's so lackluster?
Right.
We're just throwing
This shit to the wall. I hope it stick. Yep.
And I get like an Adam Cole and MJF tag team. Those two hate each other. Like they just went to a time limit brawl. Like it will make for good television. But I don't want them winning the tag titles. And so eventually whatever this is going to be pointless. And I don't. I think this is just something to have culminate at All In.
They just want to see what it does. They just want to see what much traction they can get from it. That's all it is. True,
Josie. They want to. Well, I mean, they got to do something because you got All In and All Out. So
yeah, you got to do something. You got to add something. So yeah. Oh, and real quick, I am looking forward because it's gonna happen. I am looking forward to my man. This is your world champion speaking, winning the title in Impact. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think that's who Shelly loses to.
I think so too. But it's gonna happen. I don't know how long he holds on to it, but he gonna get it.
Y'all know
they only signed a short-term deal, so
yeah.
But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for us. We will see y'all next week for another round of Fight Night. Y'all have a great night.
I'm the man. I'm Becky Lynch.